Yeah.
Bam.
That's
Bam.
really hard for me.
Dude, it's all about
I
tangents, let me tell you.
Yeah, I allow myself to get carried away.
Where'd your thing go? You can't. I gotta stop putting it in there. Silly goose. No,
It's gonna be
especially
fake people.
it's funny because yeah, we have 4 topics on the wheel today, but these could easily go off some rails. And I don't even have I don't even have the Switch on here because I don't know, the Switch and the weirdest tech of the week in my opinion, just because those alone are, well, the Switch for sure. It's just its own video, but
Boom, there we go. Oh.
Let's see if you become translucent again. Danny Phantom powers, dude.
I am. It's right here. I don't know why.
It's not even green over there. It's weird.
I still haven't looked into that either. Because what it is it, I wonder if I can. You see it? Do you see it?
Let me hold on. Let me zoom in so I can see it on my end.
It's right on my headphone.
Oh yeah. What is it? Is it move your?
What it is?
Yeah, move your head. I guess. What is it? Burning, like you said, or?
Yeah. What it is it's that upside down. Do you see it?
Oh shit! Okay.
You see the eyes and the ears?
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea because the camera's never really been pointed at that. I mean, I guess it is right now, but like in that location.
That's what I'm like. There's
it's upside down.
I don't think there would be such a thing as a reflection of that case. Junior, you gotta calm down. Now it's not the time, please.
You know, we can test burn-in, can't we? We can test it by. I can go to the what is it?
It's just weird. It'd only be that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. .0.0. Would it be? Damn, I don't remember the link for it. Is it this? No, it's not that. There's like a link that you can control the phone with, you know?
Oh yeah.
And that would allow me to know if it's like this specific camera or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are times that I walk away and it's still running though, so I guess it's very possible that
it's weird it doesn't line up though. I guess
it's weird that it's upside down.
Yeah. Mysteries, dude. Mysteries.
Because the camera's always been like this. But I mean, it's not so weird that it's not in the same place because you know it gets shifted. Like it's moving right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started though.
Paul's at your cup. All right.
Let me I'm gonna pull up your stream so we can check out the wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel. Okay, I'm there. Bing bop boom.
Bing boom bam bam. All right.
Bing bop bam. Type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand.
Here we go. What are we starting with? Oh, nice, the easy one. Okay.
Oh. Xbox. Go Xbox, by the way.
Xbox Play Anywhere. Oh. There we go. Windows Central here. Quote, we believe that by continuing to expand Xbox Play Anywhere, we will be able to grow the ecosystem, doubling down on cross-buy in a new interview. So basically what it is if you buy it, let's say on the Xbox itself, you can then obviously, you know, play on your PC or something like this. But I'm thinking
Windows PC.
Yes. And I'm thinking
to have a Windows store.
They're doubling down on this because we're gonna, which I'm so curious because tariffs are just playing a whole role in this whole tech ecosystem at this point. But when and if the Xbox handheld gets released, I feel like this is why they're doubling down on it now, though. Get ahead of it maybe a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I actually think it's a huge W, too. Like, the ability to play your games anywhere and then be compatible with Windows or Xbox is awesome. I love that.
Well, not just that, but that's a perfect just scenario of you're playing. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think of their ladder here, their tech ladder. Maybe it's like your console is the more powerful one. But then at that point, you're like, oh, I got to go catch the bus or go to school, whatever. Not all right. Let me grab my Xbox handheld and boom, pick up where you left off. Literally, RIP. But Google Stadia, in a way, but like with more, I guess, Windows hardware for the most part.
Does it work? Question.
Yeah.
Because all Xbox Studio games, you have to sign into Xbox Live anyway. Does it work on Steam?
I would assume this
because
is.
let's say you
hand.
launch Halo on Steam, you got to sign in to Xbox.
Oh,
so
true.
Does your Xbox account know that you own Halo, and so you don't have to buy it again?
I don't know if it'd go that far because in this whole thing they talk about Xbox consoles, Windows 10/11 PCs, saving saves with the achievements synced and all that other good stuff. I'm thinking they use this as their leverage to make you use more Xbox stuff over Steam. Maybe I don't know though.
I guess a better question is, do you think that's something they may do in the future? Now, I don't think that's something Steam would want them to do.
No.
Because, that's just losing Steam 30% at that point, but...
yeah.
Is it? No, it is 30%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 30. No, I think it's in the back burner.
That's a huge W, man. It'd be a huge W.
Yeah. I'm thinking they save this for themselves, even though it's called Xbox Play Anywhere, but the Steam library is huge.
Themselves, though.
I know, it's because you're still playing whatever they have. Yeah,
an Xbox game. You're still giving your money to Xbox rather than Steam, no matter what. You know what I mean? But then again, if they do that, they lose out on the double dip. Because with Steam, they get the double dip.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool though. I like it. Xbox is winning. I like it. They still have 0 games, but they're for the gamer. 0 games, but for the gamer.
It's hard because I feel like, yeah, but in a weird way with Xbox, I feel like what's going on is they're in a space of literally like analysis paralysis in terms of they have so many, but they don't have like the game anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They don't have the winning game. They don't have well, okay, yeah, because they have Call of Duty, they have obviously Halo, Fable, Forza, but they don't have a God of War.
No.
They don't have a Last of Us.
They don't have a mascot. How about that?
Yeah, because their mascot Halo kind of got shit on by 343.
Yeah, they don't have a mascot anymore. It's literally every time it's Xbox, they just show all the mascots.
I say Halo or Xbox doesn't have any games, but dude, their last direct was so good. Or what do you even call it? The Xbox Presents?
Oh, the showcase or whatever not? Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. So I'm gonna stop saying that. I guess they're not out yet, but
it's funny because I feel like Xbox
gets some games coming.
They get a hard time for it because I feel like I'd have to look it up, but they don't have any that I don't know if in terms of I don't even think of nominations. I don't know if they've had a nominated game for Game of the Year. I don't think they've had.
No. I don't think they have in a minute.
So there's that whole thing if that matters too much, but then again.
Well, actually, hold on. Has Doom been nominated for Game of the Year? I guess did they own Doom? Though,
no.
When it got nominated,
No,
I think it did, but that was in 2016 or 20. Yeah.
So that point they did not though.
Hello.
They did not because what they acquired finally signed the deals and whatnot on last year, I believe.
Yeah, to finalize
for it to go through to be under their wing basically, but
yeah, because that was a big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh, huge money. It's like, all right, let's see what they do with it, but I feel like Xbox is in the market of almost like a Wii scenario in a weird way, where it's like we don't have the heavy hitters, but if you're using Game Pass every so often, or not even, you could just be signed up for it. You don't even have to use the damn thing. They're like, all right, we'll be fine with that.
Yep, worth it.
So
I think this is cool. I think if Xbox keeps doing this, they're gonna win the hearts and minds of gamers. They just need to bring the games around. That's all they need to do. But I honestly don't think that their future is in hardware sales. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah. I don't know. It's you make it just to give people an option if they decide to choose so.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like this. They're literally going to treat Xbox, whether you like it or not, unfortunately, they're going to treat it like the Surface lineup with their Windows laptops.
I think that'd be sick. Honestly, I think they should make the best Xbox, but then like rent out the operating system to others.
Yeah, so
I think they should make the badass one, and then let others make cool ones too.
which honestly, if I don't know, if you kind of look at it, hopefully in a sense, this is kind of
Windows.
them learning from, they're treating Windows in a sense of learning what Android did when it comes to the mobile space. Because if you can capture that market, and yeah, Sony and Nintendo can do their own thing and kind of be their own ecosystem, whereas, you know, if you want everyone else, you're just like, here you go, here, play Game Pass.
And I think that's sick. I think
Oh,
that's
thanks,
super dope.
Mom. Love you too.
Xbox, I don't know if it still is, but the Xbox Series S was the emulator machine when it was first dropped, because you could pay like the $10, go into developer mode, plug in a USB stick, and then like it was an emulating machine. You could like play almost anything up to like, I believe it was GameCube, and it played it very well. So it was badass.
Which is interesting because you always hear the developers delaying games due to the Xbox. More specifically, the Series S, typically, it seems like, but it's just funny how that is in terms of emulator, but it is older stuff, but still.
It is still impressive how well it did it. It's just like it's a pretty powerful machine for how small it is. But yeah, you're right. Developers do delay for it. It's due to its limitations on like resolution and frame rates.
It would be interesting though, like you were mentioning, if they allowed third parties to then make, because I'm almost feeling they're going to, especially what Steam is doing with their OS on handhelds.
What's up, Nate?
And man, third parties doing Xbox stuff. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. I think it'd be cool to have other people's spin on. Dude, I guess the Xbox stuff.
Like you'd have the Xbox, and then you'd have the Razer Xbox. Oh my god.
Oh, that alone, I feel like needs to happen.
Alienware Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then like imagine the special editions that could come out, because the software could. I'm assuming the operating system, you just pay a licensing fee and then you could use it.
Yeah.
Imagine the special editions that could drop.
Oh, you know there'd be a translucent green one.
Dude.
Guaranteed.
There would be
guaranteed.
There would be so many cool ass ones, dude. There'd be like game specific ones for like all the hype games. We don't get that enough.
The themed ones?
Not that I would buy it, but we don't get like cool themed Xboxes enough. I think the Halo version is pretty sick. I have it, but I haven't really seen a cool one since. Now PlayStation has done a few cool ones, but they also don't do it enough.
I'll take,
considering their plates are like, you know, interchangeable.
If I were to hire a company to do a themed console, my ladder always goes Xbox doing it first, then PlayStation, then Nintendo, because I feel like Xbox is the one that always sticks in my mind is the 360 one when they did the Star Wars edition.
Oh, that was sick.
Like that was
about the white one or the
gold.
Oh yeah, gold.
Yeah. The CP30 one, yeah.
Yep, and then they had a white one that was the white guy.
Oh yeah. R2D2.
R2D2. Yeah.
No, they had that, and then PlayStation kind of does it. They might do like, I'm trying to think of their Spider-Man one. That one was decent.
They had a Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
They also had didn't they have a God of War one?
Yeah, and I want to say, I think that didn't hit till like the PS4 days, which they finally got the hang of the themed editions. Whereas Nintendo, on the other hand, hence they're third on my list, just because Mario, they're like, oh, this shit's red now, and it has an M on it, like a sticker or whatever. Not, but like, they're usually, I don't know. To me, they're not the biggest deal. They're not all in depth. I think Xbox, the one that also comes to my mind is, was it this generation, or is it? No, I think it was an Xbox One X. They made a Gears of War themed one, and that one was sick. Oh, it was all like beaten and bloody, I think.
They had the Modern Warfare 3 one too. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, they don't do themed ones as hard. Now that you mention it, they don't do theme stuff that much. Like maybe with a controller.
There was a Last of Us PS4. It wasn't that cool though.
No, I think they even made. I think a Last of Us
They had 2
series,
of them.
or Last of Us 2 controller. I think just recently, honestly.
That actually looks kind of cool. I was just looking at it. Oh, wasn't there a Witcher Xbox too?
Ooh, maybe. See, even that sounds cool. But yeah, like you mentioned though, in terms of if and when they get into this handheld market,
oh, there's a Witcher series. Wait,
I'm curious to know, yeah, if they go themed with it, because those freaking anything translucent. Nostalgia's a drug. Nostalgia sells, so translucent green would sell instantly, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
And even if it's not, your, I guess most of your shit is first party at this point because you own quite a bit of stuff. But you could just theme anything that's going to be the biggest hit of the year.
Fable.
Yeah.
Forza. Do
I'm
Halo
actually
every
going to
time
be
if you wanna
surprised
make
if
money.
they don't do anything themed with Fable once that finally gets a release date.
Yep.
I'd be
you know how hype?
I'd be disappointed.
Well, okay. I actually don't know how much hype has been around it. I know that I'm super hyped for it, and I know not very many people had played Fable. Actually, it's like a sleeper hit that like not very many people got to experience.
I'll say that, yeah, because in a weird way too, and I think it'll be kind of good though. That so obviously you're gonna play it because of you played Fable, so why not play it?
It's an RPG,
and then
but not very big.
And then I'll play it because, again, it looks good, all that other stuff. But I think it will be kind of nice because we'll get 2 different perspectives on it.
That is true, because I've played all the Fables, you've played none.
Correct.
Yeah. Cool. That'll actually be dope.
Yeah. So once that drops, whenever I'm thinking holiday. They've been showing some stuff up. Hopefully they show some stuff off in goddamn June coming up.
I know. I'm hoping. Yeah,
the Forza team's doing some. They're doing Fable,
I like Fable
again
because it's an RPG.
It's not this Fable
big.
Legends kind of shit either. It'll be more like the Witcher for the most part. What up, Jade?
Oh, I lost you.
I know you're.
You might have muted yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice because it wasn't overly big. I really enjoyed that because when the world's too big, we talked about it earlier this week. Whew.
Yeah, I just get lost.
I get overwhelmed.
I'm just like, what am I doing here? So.
All right, but yeah, I'm stoked on this. I think Xbox is dope.
All right.
Let's spin that bitch.
Spin that bitch. All right, I'll get rid of that one. Get rid of that. An Unreal Tourney? Oh, that'd be sick. Every time I play anything with a big head mode, I always think of Unreal Tournament. Every single time.
Marathon.
Aha.
Bungie, right?
Yeah, the one, it was just funny because in terms of us doing our podcast on Fridays, whereas other people typically do like Wednesday at the latest, they're always complaining about missing out on gaming news and stuff like that. But this will be our one time we already missed something. Doing it on a Friday.
We missed this?
Yeah, so they actually will do the reveal tomorrow.
I actually didn't. Oh yeah, on the 12th. I didn't open this.
Let's see.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of.
So we haven't seen it yet, right? If I remember correctly.
Not.
They show the gameplay tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So they're gonna show some gameplay tomorrow. Bungie's gunplay has always been good, but I think we're also at the point of, I think we kind of need to. I don't know. Bungie's almost the what was that developer? BioWare. I think they're kind of at the BioWare status where you're like, oh, it's this studio, but it's like, dude, you're comparing that studio to
Mass Effect status.
Yeah, like you're comparing it to like, 15-year-old Bungie at this point. You know how many devs have
Bungie.
How many devs have freaking rotated out of this crap?
I think the last Halo game dropped 2012, so 2015 Bungie is probably like when it was still like at its prime, I would say. So it's Destiny 1.
So not saying they don't have the chops to do it. It's all down to management and whatnot, but I don't know.
It's not the same studio.
No, it's not. So I'm not trying to hold the expectations to that per se. I think my biggest thing, I don't know, for me, I'm just not an extraction kind of shooter person. So if they can somehow reel me in, it'll be interesting.
There's only one extraction game that I've ever been interested in playing. Can you guess what it is?
I'm not going to say Tarkov because I feel like that's too For me,
I
that at
didn't
least that's
notice I didn't say extraction shooter. I said
Ah.
extraction game.
Oh shit. Then yeah, what would that be? I guess.
Dark and darker.
Oh, okay. I've seen some people
The
play it.
medieval one.
I just don't know what it's about. I guess.
Yeah, you drop down into like a medieval dungeon and you got like swords and bows and arrows and shit.
Does it turn into like a Diablo-esque kind of thing? Like that top-down kind of style?
No. You're first player. You're like
Oh,
first
okay,
person.
gotcha.
Now, when it comes to like all the components of it, I haven't watched too much of it. I just remember watching it and being like, "Whoa, this actually looks like it might be fun." I've never really been interested in an extraction shooter. That's the only one that I've been like, you know what, I would try it.
Okay. Yeah, because that one has like you said, swords, magic, all that other stuff, right?
Yep. And like skeletons and it's like medieval magic.
Is it PvEVP as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
gotcha.
PvPV or PvPvE PV whatever the fuck you say.
Yeah. E and P, got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that one would be interesting.
I think this will be cool to see. My hype is it's just not there. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing I would really get hyped about Bungie doing, and I should be hyped. We both should be hyped as Halo fans because Marathon was original like Halo almost.
Well, I think he even had like secret Marathon shoutouts in Halo at some point, whatever not.
But I think the only thing I would ever get hyped about Bungie doing again is another Halo game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Which makes sense.
Other than that, it's just Bungie. They're Halo and Destiny. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Honestly, Destiny was fun, but it got old so fast. And like, there's so much more has been released. I don't have enough friends that play it though.
That's the thing too. Can it be played solo, or are you just gonna get wrecked? You know what I mean?
To their credit, it feels like this Marathon may be something that you can play solo. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe it looks super cool, and I'm like, holy fuck.
I'm thinking because they're just known for their gun gameplay at least. So I'm thinking that'll be smooth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The hardest part, especially coming off of Destiny-ish, is that they put all their story. Don't get me wrong, there were some cool aspects with it. But anytime you pull me away to go look at something on your website to go tell me the story, I'm like, okay, that's wrong in my opinion. But so keep it all in game. They've always
been bad at that.
Yeah, so keep it all in game. They've always
been bad at that. Even back in Halo days, they were bad at that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember
This gameplay
Halo
will have to be interesting.
and
Oh god, yeah, the waypoint stuff. Yeah, that stuff was still
terrible.
broken. I think I have that. I think they finally deleted it when 343 took over, but I still have it on my phone, which is hilarious.
I meant to download all my stats, but I forgot.
Yeah. No, what I'm actually curious of and why extraction shooters don't really capture my attention too much is because I haven't, I guess, dove into one that simplifies it, if that makes any sense. So if Marathon can do that, then I think they take away, or at least they bring some extra people in, maybe myself, whatever not. Because typically when I think extraction shooter, I'm thinking Tarkov. And don't get me wrong, Tarkov is dope for those people that play it, but you're gonna be like, all right, what kind of ammo do I need to bring in here? Oh, I need to bring in these 5 different types. I need to make sure I'm doing this.
So much.
Yeah, I can only carry so much. I need to make sure I'm eating, make sure I'm drinking. Oh shit, I can hear people, whatever not. Like I gotta go get GPUs. I gotta go do this, and that.
GPUs is fucking crazy.
And in my head the whole time, I'm not even playing. I might be watching my buddy play it or stream or whatever not. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking overwhelmed right now. What the fuck?
Yep.
So.
Yep. And then they have like, if I remember correctly, they have like the black market in there.
Yep.
And then like you need to take so much stuff in to the zone, or is it zone or map? You need to drop with so much stuff, but you also need to leave enough space to get the loot that you want to bring back. But you also got to make sure you survive the whole. It's. Whew,
if they could somehow pull off a Helldivers kind of thing where it's more like whatever you're doing is more community based, because I don't believe Tarkov and stuff like that. It's obviously your own little leveling up and leveling journey in a sense. And the thing I have never gotten, because then at this point it kind of turns into like a roguelike kind of system where after so many months it does a wipe. So your game gets wiped, and you're starting from 0, and you're like, all right, let's do it again. And I'm just like,
I feel like that sucks.
like, bro,
That sounds
I
terrible.
just grinded for all that, and then you just sent me back down to just base level. I'm just like that's like prestiging, but even worse in Call of Duty.
Yes, that makes sense in a game like Halo where you reset your rank. You don't lose anything. Like you're just losing a number next to your name, but oh my god, you lose all your gun. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because at least to my understanding,
man.
I don't think, because typically if you're like, all right, I'm back down to base level, whatever not, maybe I had, it's like new game plus or something. I still have my skills, or I get another skill because I did this, blah blah blah. No. You are back to being a scrub, I'm pretty sure.
Ugh.
So
you lose all your guns, all your gear. Wow, that sounds terrible. Who plays this?
One of my buddies, what do we got? Crispy Tater. I think, well, he hasn't played it in a hot minute, so Rust is like that with the servers wipes. Yeah, I've seen people play that and they get a kick out of it, and I'm just like,
Rust is different though. I played Rust. Rust is so much different. It's a survival game that and some servers don't even do that.
True, yeah, it depends on the server. Yeah.
And you don't work very hard for what you're getting. In Tarkov, I've watched Shroud play it. I've watched some of the bigger streamers play it. They're working really fucking hard. When I played Rust, I did not work very hard. You go farm wood, you go farm stone, you start building your shit, and you move up from there and advanced tech tree. Whew!
Well, not only that too, you better have some good headphones on, because don't get me wrong, their audio is amazing in terms of footsteps and people being this and that, but it almost turns into like a Rainbow Six Siege kind of moment where it's like, all right, where's this guy at? Like, I gotta find him before he finds me, because I'm like a 2-shot kind of thing. So
fucking corner peeking and shit.
Yeah, you're just like, where you at, buddy? And then you get those obviously hilarious moments where the dudes are super funny and super chill or whatever. Now you're just talking to each other, but because I feel like I couldn't take that seriously.
I have heard.
I'd have to whisper and be like, I know where you're at.
Oh, do you remember?
Do you want the pickles?
When voice chat? Yeah, when voice chat came in PUBG, and we could hear people whispering around the corners at us.
Oh, I loved that.
That was so funny. That was amazing. But anyway, I have heard that Tarkov has one of the most toxic communities.
Oh, yeah. I could easily see that.
Terrible for cheaters too.
I could easily see that.
What the hell? Oh, okay. Anyway.
But no, yeah, this will be tomorrow. Looks like what do we got in the AM? So I'll definitely probably post it in the Discord or something like that, just to see what we think about it.
We were talking about marathon. Oh my god.
No, I know, right? Hopefully this cat is playable. That's all I care about. You send in your cat, your little buddy.
That would be cool.
But
Rust seems so tough. Rust is tough depending on the server you're on. There are easy beginner servers.
Yeah. They have quite a few too, don't they? It's like GTA in a sense,
and there's
but Rust.
And there's a lot of community servers and then modded servers, so you get double the resources for X.
Oh, also too, well, we have to mention this real quick, is that it will not require a PlayStation login, by the way.
I wonder if that's Bungie's doing.
Oh, that's Bungie's doing for sure, because way they were the ones who freaking did their contract over Sony when Sony bought them for $3 million or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought it was way more than that.
No, I don't think so. I think it's still a lot to us, but in terms of for one publisher or one dev, I should say, I think it was only 3. I could be wrong though. Someone could correct me, but yeah. It'll be okay. So it'll be, I'm assuming
3.6 billion.
Billion. Sorry, my bad.
Whew, because I remember it was
I got the 3 right
at the time. It was a tenth or a 9th of what Xbox paid for their other contract.
The Activision thing or what?
Yeah.
Microsoft missed that one. Yeah, there's no way Bungie is gonna go back to Microsoft, in my opinion. No way.
And I actually think they hate being at PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, easy. That's why they had to negotiate the way they did to begin with, because of the whole.
You know what's crazy though?
They were at PlayStation.
No, I'm just gonna be like.
Or at least Activision.
I think at Xbox they would have been allowed more control, but I also think Xbox would have push them to make another Halo.
Or have creative control over it, or something. Basically, like you get Joseph Staten status. Like we need someone to overlook this. It's like no, we got to focus on our own shit.
I think that they would have been allowed much more control over it because Xbox has given so many studios so much freedom, and that's why we gotten such shit games. And all they've done is supply money. Who the fuck? Oh, bro, chill.
Yeah, you just gotta have it either way. I don't know. You can't helicopter too much though. That's the thing. So, but
oh, this is sick.
No, yeah, we'll see what they produce tomorrow. Hopefully, it's one of those. I'm hoping it's a freaking trailer or an explanation a little bit with some devs like talking to the camera or whatever, not for I don't know a good hour or so. That'd be kind of dope. Instead of, I feel like sometimes we get these hype ups and everything like that, and literally it's a 3-minute trailer, and it's like, did we just learn anything, or is this it's like an extension of your little teaser here? But.
Hopefully it's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be good for him.
We shall see. I say in terms of I'm very curious how it transfers over from Destiny players to Marathon people. I'm assuming they'll at least give it a try.
You think you think they're gonna you think they're gonna give him anything? Like an Easter egg or
Oh, I guarantee there's gonna be so many like OG Marathon stuff hidden away in there that it'll literally be someone will make a hour-long video or whatever not, because you have those people that do like the Destiny lore, those kind of channels that do like movie length and then some in terms of explaining. Hell, there's a guy who does typical Destiny lore. I don't know what his name is on the YouTube channel, but yeah, he did a whole Marathon breakdown in terms of how we got here for the most part, and it was like, yes, Marathon was more of like a, to my understanding at least, it was more like a Doom kind of shooter.
Yep.
When it first started out.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. And then you trickle into a little bit of Halo, which talks about, I think they mentioned like the flood and something like that, because that's how that got brought about or whatever not. And then you still see some of it, I think, within Destiny a little bit. I don't know if it's within the back end or in the game itself, but yeah, I guarantee they continue on Easter egg in it. So
yeah, I believe it.
So
cool. Maybe they can win me over. Not a huge fan of extractions, but we'll see.
We shall see. I think the biggest thing for me, honestly, will be the I don't know, the solo kind of gameplay kind of status, because when you do get into those statuses of like you need 4 people to play this, it's like good luck.
Yeah, it's like me downloading Destiny right now and then trying to beat like one of the raids. Ain't nobody there.
True.
Ain't nobody coming either.
Or at least, yeah,
well,
new light status, dude. It's very hard. It's very hard for, I feel like, new light people to get in there. So, been there, done that, tried it with Google Stadia, all that good stuff. Luckily, there's a decent Discord group that was willing to kind of, like, I guess, boost me along. That's the hard part, though, with games like that. It's just, I don't know. Unfortunately, you can't really learn on your own. You're just getting carried the whole time, which to me is not too fun. Yep. All right, the return of Google Glasses.
I hope these do well.
I actually think they will, because if anything, what these are going to be, it's weird because Google's competing at the same exact time with, they're competing with Meta and Apple at the same time with this whole AR thing, or their XR. Sorry, my bad.
I so wanted a pair of these back in the day, even though they looked like ass.
Every time I pop in, there's still people playing. Yeah, didn't they make matchmaking for Destiny, I guess? I think they made it so where you could just matchmake instead of just having a crew, but still, sometimes randos are very hard.
Yeah, and then like sometimes the randos get very mad.
Oh yeah, because you don't know what you're doing, or it's your first time in a while, or whatever not.
Yep, you could be the downfall of the entire like raid that you're trying to do.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
All right, so it doesn't say an exact date, and I'd have to look up when this was, but yeah, so Android XR glasses made a surprise appearance at TED, which just based off this picture alone, those are actually looking decent. Because what it's
looking clean.
So what it's doing,
those are looking like the glasses I'm wearing now.
Yeah, and what it's doing is, which I think is probably the smartest, because I want to say, I don't know how much they try to pull from the phone in terms of the Meta ones, but I want to say the Meta ones are trying to be glasses on their own and just powering it through that. Whereas these glasses, their intent is to use the smartphone you already have. Kind of how smartwatches, in my head at least, how smartwatches kind of got their start. Whereas we're just giving you a screen elsewhere, and it's going to pull whatever information it can off your phone and go from there. Whereas now it took the third iteration or whatnot to get, the LTE version to be kind of standalone. I think they're going to take the same exact route when it comes to glasses.
Yeah, you're probably right. See, I think, dude, man, I watched a freaking like 3-hour long podcast too with Mark Zuckerberg, and he talked about the glasses. I do believe that his glasses still do pull from the phone. I don't know how much though. I don't think he put very much emphasis on that, and I would assume that they all would have to connect to your phone to an extent.
Yeah.
Phone calls and such and messages. So you could be right on where like maybe they're trying to give the glasses themselves apps, whereas Google's going the other route and using the apps, launching the apps from your phone.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm trying to see.
I don't know if we have enough clarity on that yet too.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny. Interesting enough, they're not really comparing it to these Meta Ray-Bans. They're still comparing it to Vision Pro and Samsung.
Well,
but
Meta Ray-Bans aren't those just like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking the Snapchat ones.
Those are the spectacles or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking of those. But aren't the Meta Ray-Bans just like a camera? Isn't that all it does?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's too AR focused yet. How about that? But it's.
I heard that the Meta glasses are pretty awesome.
I don't see why it wouldn't be cool. I don't know what your battery life is, kind of thing like that. But there's also another article that literally came out an hour ago that kind of talks over the same thing in terms of these glasses getting shown off. But it's actually going to be a collab with Samsung, and that's how they're going to make it. Not sure if Google's keeping the branding just to be like a Google thing, or if Samsung's getting their logo on there, or whatever's going to be going on. But I feel like we've been seeing it more and more, especially with it happened way back with Samsung phones, Galaxy phones, and whatnot. But I feel like Samsung and Google are trying to team up so they can. I guess it'd be go get Apple. Yeah, over Facebook.
Yep.
So
I don't know that you know what's crazy is I don't know. Facebook thinks they're a contender, but they're like the Xbox in the console wars right now.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're like if Sega came in and was like, guys, I have a console too, check me out. Yeah. They're the console you have at home.
It's hard because I'm almost thinking Meta's market, especially with Zuck to begin with. I feel like his age demographic has to be decently old.
Bro, it's got to be old. I don't want a Facebook anymore.
The
only reason I still have Facebook is my wife wants me to have Facebook. So
see that, like, I'm thinking his demographic. I don't care what you're making. I don't see it being. It's too tied to Facebook itself. You might have WhatsApp and Instagram kind of trying to keep you young, I feel like, but I don't. At least for me, that doesn't affect me in terms of like being that demographic. So
I gotta ask my younger sister if she's got a Facebook, or if she uses Facebook. She has a Facebook. I wonder if she uses it though.
Probably not, is my guess.
Yeah. I wouldn't think so either. I know that she dies on Snapchat. Well, not dies, but I know that that's where she lives on Snapchat. That's where she does most of her like talking,
messaging, whatnot. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited to see these out and about, get some more releases, because supposedly the Samsung, the goggles basically that are trying to compete with the Vision Pro are supposed to be, I believe, out this year or 2026. Let me get some clarification on that.
26.
Working on the glasses, blah blah blah. Vancouver. could launch a pair of smart glasses by the end of the year as well.
Oh.
We'll see about that. That'd be interesting.
We'll see.
I don't know.
That'd be
That's the
cool.
hard part. I don't know what they're. You'd almost
That'd be
want to.
way too expensive.
Oh yeah. Glasses nowadays.
Dude.
How much are we thinking?
Yeah.
God, I don't even know what a sweet
15
spot would
At
be.
least 1,500, if not 2K. Like, think of a folding phone right now, and this is a whole brand new technology. It's probably more than 2K, honestly.
I feel like it's definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
it's probably closer to like 3.
It's definitely one of those things too where I'm feeling. I don't know
They
if
gotta
it's.
make whole new displays.
I know, but you're almost size-wise and everything else. Oculus is what, $400 or $500?
Yeah, that's different though. That's a headset. These are glasses.
I don't think it's more than. I don't know if they reach 1,000.
You don't think they touch 1,000?
I think they undercut.
Bro, I think first gen glasses are gonna be at least
How much was
$1,500.
the? I guess this might answer it too. How much were Google glasses when they first released? Because I know they had a slight release.
I think they're at least 1,000.
Release price. Aha, okay. So then, damn, you might be right. Yeah, Google Glass, $1,500.
It's just because
Did we have powerful enough smartphones though? I'm almost saying unless they're gonna make it a separate standalone thing, because if they're using this as an accessory, then I see it being less. But
okay, yeah, actually, you got a point there, but it's got to have some sort of processing power
to
display the images on your lenses. It's got to have a specialty like designed either projector or screen for your lenses. And probably, what do you think? Bone conducting headphones?
Speakers,
built in,
yeah, true.
Yeah, and then like the world's smallest fucking battery.
It's either that or they typically what they do is these they're not like chunkers or anything like that, but typically the sides of these are a little bit chunkier because obviously all the actual technology in here. But sometimes they just have a firing down speaker. I don't know if you'd go bone conduction. If you did, that'd be even kind of cooler. But in terms of tech wise, I don't know if you would do that.
Huh. I think I honestly think at least $1,500 for first gen product.
How much?
Look at what fucking folding phones are right now. A 3-year-old folding phone cost my buddy $1,300.
Meta Ray-Bans. If I wanted to just get them right now, granted they're not doing everything that these are going to be doing, but
those are probably $700.
Those are green. Is that the whole thing? I guess they have the cameras on them for Meta Ray-Bans with the 2 cameras on them. Again, I don't think they do anything with the lenses. So just for those ones alone, to record stuff and use AI, like talk to it, whatever, not.
There's AI built in?
Yeah. So you talk.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so you talk to it. You say, "Hey Meta, what's this? What am I looking at? Blah blah blah." That kind of thing. So
Google Assistant.
So they don't use AR in the lens at this point, but they're using the cameras on there to obviously record and do whatever they want with it. But those alone, right now, if I want to go buy some, those are $300.
Ooh.
So then, like you said, if you're putting the technology of then AR in terms of seeing it in front of your face.
Yeah. So what I'm picturing, right, is I throw on these glasses, right? And like they're gonna give me overlays of directions. They're gonna give me
text
messages in the side. It's gonna pop up notifications of like a phone call going on right here. That's gonna be a lot of money I think. Like, dude, how much was the very first smartwatch? This is actually
like
a good judge.
of the Pixel or just in general?
Just very first smartwatch.
Do you consider a Pebble a smartwatch?
No. That's
let's just go Apple Watch.
First Apple Watch price.
$400.
Okay. Really? It was only $400?
No, that's what it says. Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, maybe I come down in price. Maybe I come to 1,000. I'll come to 1,000.
I'll give you 1,000 for being Gen 1 and what it does and whatnot. And that's not even including LTE or whatever. No shit.
Ah, man, it's hard for me to, because at least when I do remember one thing that Zuck was talking about in that podcast was he's like, it is hard to develop this just due to the size constraints, because you want them to work, but you also want them to not be ugly. So just all the engineering that goes into them, I gotta say at least $1,000.
How much are these ones? And they're just Bluetooth.
It's hard for me to give them that $1,000 too.
They're not even smart. How much are they? Blah 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 blah. Quit trying to sell me and just tell me how much they are.
What are those glasses that Linus showed off on that? What show is he on?
Yeah, because even some Bose ones that just do sound, basically, those are $250.
So with so what do you show off? What do you show off here? Let's just take a look, because this is kind of more along the lines of what I'm sort of imagining these to be. What did he show off? Because I mean, do you think you're going to be able to watch videos on these glasses?
No. Not on the quality we're expecting, but honestly, if it can play on your screen, it's just going to project whatever. I feel like it's just mirroring it. So technically, yes.
Like, oh man, I picture. I don't even know what these are called, but I picture something similar to what Linus was showing Jimmy Fallon in these glasses that on the Tonight Show.
The ones that
they look
change?
like glasses, but they have not the ones that change, but he actually put ones on that you could like play a video game with.
Oh yeah, true, because it made the screen the size of the wall. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. I'm picturing something like that as being like this product, except for, you tap it twice, kind of like my Meta headset. You tap it twice and everything goes like translucent, and I can like see through it. You know what I mean?
I'm not expecting Gen 1 to do it, but that would be dope.
But I mean, if these glasses are doing, well, yeah, you got a point.
Because if what you're saying is basically not just project an image and have it be that, but like take what Vision Pro is doing and whatever not, and the headsets themselves, and like let me size it, give or take.
That's what I'm imagining in these glasses.
I would hope that would be the case, and that would be sick if that was the case, and not just like another like screen that's just like constantly permanently in your peripheral, like right here, no matter what, whether it be a text, an arrow to be like, yo, walk this way or do this, or here's the weather or whatever, and it's always right here. It's like, no. AR technically, and it depends on how far they want to get with it, but AR would be like wherever I look, it's gonna be able to
follows
like
your eyes.
Yeah, versus it being pinned down in this corner kind of thing. So that's the hard part with Gen 1 though. So I'll say under 1,000.
Are making a return.
I just don't
wanted these to work out.
I just don't want to get to the point. I think they're dope. I just don't want it to get to the fucking point where it's just like we're just taking our phones like we're doing now and just like or just using your eyes, just like
you're doing the pinch.
Or well, there's I don't mind that piece, but like in terms of like, can you just imagine someone just taking their doom scroll from here to then here, so it's constantly always in their vision?
That's such a good point.
I'm
My wife
like,
doom scrolls all the time.
Oh
She's
my
out in the
God,
living room
Lord.
doom scrolling right now.
I'm like, Jesus. They say get away from screens, but it's like, all right, now we just took all our shit and plastered it on the real world. Like, oh, that's a cool advertisement now. Oh, fuck.
And now like you look at billboards that aren't painted, but your glasses put up the billboard.
Can you
for whatever advertisement was
what's that
was
giant
paid for that
what's
day?
that giant QR code up there? Glasses instantly just know what it is as they scan over it. Yep.
Imagine how many QR codes would just be put out in the world that just link you to 2 Girls 1 Cup.
or hackers or whatever. Not like, come on, dude. If I would,
Yeah.
dude, hacker
Transferring
galore.
bank info
Yeah.
now.
Shit. No. Like, I'm just picturing this. Hey, it's super hipster, dude. Can I pay with my glasses?
God.
You can
You
try.
NFC tap.
Yep. Can I can I pay with these things?
Fuck,
Oh shit. Sorry.
That's-
Wrong side. Oh god. Okay.
That's so funny. I think these could be really, really useful though in like specific environments. Like I think something in if these got smart enough, something in like the medical field, very useful. Something in automotive, mechanic, engineering, things like that. Very, very useful. Tony Stark type shit.
Oh, that would be sick. Oh god, if they not only that, but okay, so they're doing
Holograms.
these, I feel like, style of glasses and starting off with these, but yeah, some fucking aviators or some other shit would be kind of dope.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, the big bitches.
the big Reno 911 kind of glasses.
Yeah. Super cool though. Super cool.
That'd be dope. Yeah, they'll goddamn, probably see that within the next 2 years or so then. Here we go.
Pixel Watch?
Yep. Pixel Watch 4 wish list, just because they didn't really go in depth. I just kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper than what they did. So supposedly already we have Pixel Watch 4 leaks, but tis be Google. But out of this,
that's wild if that's true.
oh, I know, right? Well, supposedly the biggest thing I've gotten out of this whole article was it's just being thicker, and then that they're removing possibly the like pogo pins for charging because those wear down over time. It didn't really showcase or detail what they would replace it with per se. So I'm kind of curious how that's gonna work. But
and this is just concept, right?
Yes, this is concept
That we're looking at right now.
Yeah. So obviously I'll just pause it back over yonder, but yeah, so it being thicker though, hey, fine by me if we're getting some stacked batteries in there or anything like that. At least in
me battery life.
In my use case scenario for the Watch 3, my battery life has been a-okay for the most part right now. So
did you get the big one?
I believe so, yeah, the 40 whatever it is. I think right? Maybe. Does it say on the bottom? Let me see actually.
I actually don't know.
Believe yes, 45. There it is.
Yeah, I got a 45 too.
Yeah.
My battery life's great. Lasts through the day of work, and then normally after work I'll like charge it for just a little bit. And it charges really fast.
That it does.
Then I wear it throughout the night. I wear it like from when I go to bed all the way through the next day, and then I charge it like right before bed, and then put it back on.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I'm even reversed a little bit of that. So I'll go to sleep with it at about literally, at least right now, at time of recording. What are we at? I charge it. I only usually charge to like 80% or so, give or take. We're at 53.
I am at 69.
Nice. But
nice.
yeah, no, it charges super fast. I'll get up in the morning, I give myself about, give or take, 20-30 minutes to get ready for work, and take the dog out, do their thing. It's the last thing I grab out the door, and yeah, by the time it's, I start charging it at whatever 40%, 35% when I get up, and yeah, it hits that 80 mark pretty consistently. So I'm happy with that. I'm trying to remember if they were mentioning. I thought they were. In terms of putting I think they were a battery limit mode on the watches at some point.
I think they were.
Just because they've already done it with the phone.
Sustain your battery life.
Yep. So it just lasts longer throughout. Because yeah, honestly, don't get me wrong. When I do charge it to those 100 kind of days, like, dude, I'm pretty sure I could make this a 2-day watch with the normal battery save mode and not the extreme kind of stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I've definitely made it 2 days, but like it dies like at like
mid-afternoon,
the next day or something.
Yeah. No, yeah. So if this is gonna be bigger, then maybe this might be the first one where it gets promoted of like, 48 hours, normal.
Normal mode.
Yeah.
I like my watch.
I'll give it if I do if I were to do a review on it or someone ask if they wanted to get one, at least because I can ask you this, I guess. So for me, the whole like LTE experience every now and again, at this moment, I think I would give that on its own. The watch itself is like 5 out of 5 for me, but the LTE experience, I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I don't need it.
Well, there's that point, but if I try to use it standalone, it's not fully standalone, if that makes sense. And currently there's a bug right now that your notifications aren't getting. I think so. If I walked out right now and left my cell phone in here, I wouldn't get notifications till I come back into Bluetooth range. I can get calls.
Really?
Yeah, I can get calls just fine. But I've had
didn't.
I've had moments too where it was like this was like 2 weeks ago. I sent a message and I was like, all right, load. And it was like, oh, sorry, we couldn't send it. So I sent it 2 more times just to see if it would work. And this was even, I think, after like restarting it. And then the person called me and she's like, everything okay? I was like, yeah, let me guess. The messages went through, but they didn't show on my end. It's like, okay, good to know. So it's had some connection bugs for sure. Because especially with on Google Fi, I don't know if you've noticed it, and I've even tried to look this up on like a Reddit subreddit or anything like that. When you go to the connection tab, it or at least for like the SIM card, the eSIM, there's 2 connection pieces you can have. There's a Google and then there's a Google Fi one. And I don't think anyone knows what the difference is between the 2.
On your watch?
Yeah. You can enable 2 different
if
SIMs.
I go there right now?
Yeah, you can enable 2 different SIMs. One is Google, one that says Google Fi. And I've done it where it's like back and forth, where it's just like, all right, is connection better on one or the other? But at some point, it just is enabled and it doesn't tell you what the difference is between the 2.
Mobile.
Yeah, mobile.
SIM.
Let's see. If you can't find it, I'll try to find it. But
Oh, I see it. Google Fi.
and then
I only see Google Fi.
let me see.
I don't see Google. You know what I have been kind of wondering? Stop, Gemini. Go away.
Oh yeah, see, I got 2 under profiles. You only have the Google Fi one.
Yeah, it only shows Google Fi for me.
Interesting. Yeah, see,
Gemini, stop.
I don't know why I have 2. And I've toggled it back and forth, and it doesn't do anything. And I've tried to look it up, and nobody knows, to my understanding, at least.
What the fuck? And then I have what's it called under access point name. I have Google Fi TM H2G2, and then I have Google Fi TM IMS.
Interesting. Is that under connectivity as well?
Yeah, connectivity advanced below your voicemail number. I didn't even know this thing. Does this thing have a separate number?
Probably.
If I call this number, will it call my watch?
Advanced names. Oh yeah, I got 2 different access point names as well. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Maybe that's what it is when it switches back and forth. But again, there's no preference for me though, because again, they both kind of are that 3.5 out of 5 scenario for myself at least.
Interesting.
But
yeah, I just the only reason I got LTE, I think it was no difference in price at the time.
Correct.
I think we got them on some sort of deal, right?
Yeah, we got them on a. Dude, that was probably the best deal I've ever found on the internet, where it almost felt like it was fake.
I'm so glad you pointed out to me.
I was like, what did I scroll past? And I was like, oh my god, holy shit! I gotta let the people know.
You know what? So I see things like that, but I feel like they only serve them to me like 4 days later when it's not being offered anymore.
Oh yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
See, that's why
this game is free on Steam for 24 hours, but you see it 3 days later, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, I know. Well, it's funny too, because if they really, which obviously they don't want to, if they really wanted to push some stuff, they would send out a notification through Google Fi, the app itself. But I had to find out through 9 to 5 Google that it was going down. And the best part about the whole thing was that
Next day, dude.
it was like, yeah, the next day or whatever, day and a half, where it's like, we're not doing that anymore. It's like, shit's already shipping. We're good. We're in the clear.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, yes.
Big, bro.
Yeah, no, because you have all these
what-
deals now. It's like, oh yeah, $100 off. And I'm just like,
Did I have to sign up for anything? I don't
No.
remember.
as long as you're a Google Fi, you don't. That's what I thought. I thought you had to be new, maybe, to like Google Fi to be like, all right, they're gonna try to incentivize people to come on over. Nope. As long as you have an account, come on, like bring it in, swipe your card. It's like, okay.
Come buy the fucking watch.
I'm like, sold. Okay.
So interesting you said, because I tried going just watch with my Pixel Watch 2, and I think
Yeah.
I told you about it. I didn't have an issue. I was able to make calls, get my texts.
Well, did you ever leave your phone in a like not even a different room, but like go away from it for a bit using that? Okay.
Yeah, my phone was plugged in upstairs at my desk, and I was downstairs in the watering room. Well, I mean, I'm saying this like you know how my work's laid out.
Are you on the
but it's,
same?
Like, all the way
Are you on the same
across
Wi-Fi?
the warehouse. Yes.
That might be the
actually.
only, because I could see that working better than fully like chucking my phone across, the city in a sense, and be like, all right, you're only on your watch. Be like, okay, because the calls come over, which I'm fine. Calls come over great. That works fine. It's the text messaging thing that's reliant on the phone still, it seems, because I've even looked into that, and people are like, yeah, you can't really truly use your watch without your phone to an extent. And I was like, damn it. Okay. But
one annoying thing that I get that annoys me, and I can't figure out why it happens, is like every once in a while a shitload of notifications will roll in
on your phone or on your watch?
On my phone. And then and it's like I won't get notifications because like my phone's asleep, and then I'll unlock my phone and it'll just like load in all of my notifications.
Oh, is that the bedtime mode?
I don't know.
I might be doing it
slightly, but it's so annoying, bro. So annoying. But anyhow, Pixel Watch 4. I like my Pixel Watch 3. I wouldn't get an LTE version unless it was like a good deal again.
Yeah, I'm all about the deals for sure. And not only that, but kind of
like
I'm kind of curious how it'll
like,
work in terms of a trade.
Feature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I get it for no extra cost.
Yeah. If it comes with it at that point. I'm never going to pay for a separate line, if that makes sense.
No, God. No.
I'm just like, that's not worth it.
I love that about fee. Like other carriers, Verizon and shit, you got to pay for a line to have your watch. Fee, just throw it on there. We'll call it a day.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I kind of get a little kick out of it when anytime I go to Costco. And you always have those people up front. They're like, yo, what cell phone service you got? I'm like, Google Fi. All right, cool. See you later. Deuces.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like they either know about it or they don't know about it. Or I feel like my theory is that they don't know too much about it, so they can't compare it to like, because typically it's like your AT&T kind of guys in there, T-Mobile's, whatever not. So they're like comparing the top 3 basically. But if you tell them, if you tell, hell, you can tell them anything. You can tell them like, oh, I go through Google Fi, or I go through Mint Mobile, or I go through this, and that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not, dude, paying for the big wigs. No, thank you. I don't think I would ever gone back to a freaking big time company for that kind of shit.
Never again.
Nope.
I left Google Fi to go to Sprint. I fucking hated it, and I came back. Yeah. I've tried to convince so many people to get Google Fi, but they're always so scared. They're always so scared because it's like they don't know about it, and it's funny too because every time every time I need to contact Comcast, they try to sell me Xfinity Mobile.
Oh,
and I'm like,
I can see that.
No.
Yeah.
And
I always forget that they
like,
do that.
Yep, they're like, you need Xfinity Mobile, and I'm like, I really fucking don't. And I'm like, I have Google Fi, and they're like, what's Google Fi? And shut the fuck up.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Shut up.
You don't know what it is? You better do some research then. You better do some damn research. It's where I get my best deals on Pixels, to be honest. That's kind of the one reason why, I used to have Mint Mobile, and for the price of that, bar none, pretty good. Had some text message issues back then, but like still price wise and everything like that. But freaking, especially with these Pixels and whatnot, dude, you get freaking dirt cheap on some freaking Pixels for
Oh
like
yeah,
less than
awesome.
less than $500, and like 3 to 6 months later, you're like, okay, that'll work. So
Yep, I'll take that.
yeah, Google stores are pretty legit. I'm like, all right, that keeps me on. That's pretty good incentive. But yep, watch
Speaking
4.
of
We'll see how it goes.
speaking of Pixel, real quick, I
Yeah.
watched the short circuit review of Linus reviewing the Pixel 9a.
And
It looks pretty sweet. He
does
gave
look
it
good.
like a solid passing grade.
I did see.
Said that
I'd have
he
to look at the
loved that
article.
there is no camera bump.
True.
And the camera quality, isn't as good as like
That's
Pixel
what you pay
9
for.
or the iPhone 16, but you're paying $500 for a phone.
Which is
You
perfect.
can take pretty good photos with it.
Perfect.
Good photos, shitty videos. What you said?
It's about right. A B. I'm assuming like a B minus ish video off of that thing is my guess.
Yeah, in low light situations, you specified.
Yeah. They really don't. Unless software's gonna crank the crap out of it, they don't really care too much. I did see an article where, which is dope because freaking we always gripe about game devs not doing this, but someone was able to get. It's always Google. Someone was able to get the like prototypes of what the 9A was designed could have looked like, and so they have the pill cut out the way it is.
It's always Google.
It's always Google, dude. I'm pretty sure they're doing it themselves. So props to whoever, little Bob over there who's leaking shit.
I fucking love Google for that. If they are doing that,
It's perfect marketing. It's not bad news, honestly.
I know.
So they have
It's normally good.
They have the pill cut out like they do now in the 9A. They also had another prototype that had basically the visor bar was back, but that didn't have a camera bump either, which would have been interesting. But my biggest thing is the pill.
Like a two-tone.
Well, yeah, it would have divided it. Yeah, it just would have kept that visor look that's, familiar with Pixel designs. My only gripe about that is, though, that, I don't know, you kind of get wasted space a little bit, honestly. So it's like, why bother? And then the other one was that pill flipped on the other side, so then it almost kind of looked like the iPhone,
I feel like
which kind of would have been
I
funny.
saw a concept like that.
Yeah, which kind of would have been funny because iPhones that are coming out this year are gonna be looking more Pixel-esque. So it would have been funny if 9A would have flipped it a little bit. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't tried to make an attempt to see what I would even get with like a Pixel 7 as a trade-in value. I think in general, because I would try to do it like if I were to trade a 7 in for even the 9 today, I think they would have only given me like freaking $90 or some shit. I'm like, dude, no.
Ooh, I wonder if they're giving a bonus though.
Because I'm not gonna
They
lie.
normally do that when they drop a new one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I started scanning the Blue Sky, like 9 to 5 Google, all that stuff, just to see if there was like a promo going on, like we kind of got with our watches, just to be like, oh yeah, if you spend $100, you can just get this phone. Like what?
Bro, you can get the Pixel 9A right now, $200 off on Google Fee for $299.
And see, this is where people complain about like, oh, budget phones, $500, which people are glad about that and whatever. Not $299, dude. It's $299 now. That's now. That's so. Give it, even if you want to even wait till October, I guarantee it goes $50 cheaper, even kind of thing, or even stays the same and you hit that price. See, that's the thing with why I like Fee.
That's kind of a really good deal.
You're never paying full price. I guess that should be their slogan. Google Fee.
You
never pay full price. So
128 gigs.
I don't know, dude. Have you heard the people complaining, dude? Those bezels, man, those are chonkers.
I wonder what they'll give me for this Pixel 8. Pixel 8
for
Pro.
$299. I could see maybe having you only pay $100 after that. I just might just guess though.
Yeah, it's about $100 that I would have to pay after.
No, okay, that's what I figured.
Well, okay, what would you give me? Oh, they don't even offer the Pixel 9 Pro as a trade-in.
Really? They're like, no, dude, keep your phone, keep your phone.
Keep your phone. It's better than this phone.
Hilarious.
I feel like the Pixel 8 Pro is probably better than this phone too.
Than the 9A?
It's just yeah.
I would hope so.
Man, I wish you bought the Fold. And didn't get the OnePlus Open. Like it's cool and all, but I just don't think I'm gonna So like,
Give
I
him a
wanted
week.
to buy
Give
the
him a
full.
week.
Well, it's because I would have eventually bought it from him. I know I would have, but I don't really want the OnePlus Open. It's already 2 years old, 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting. You might get
I
software
think you
updates,
get
but those.
5-year.
Yeah, but those 5 years always come like what, 6 months later? When you're
Mhm.
used to Pixel drops literally being like, oh yeah, new Android's out in May or whatever it is, and you're like, oh sweet,
Yep.
turn to your phone, updating now. You're like, oh shit. Okay.
So it's like, I don't think I'll buy it from him. Whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'd be curious to know what the battery life is on that too, but still.
he posted a. Let me see if I can. Maybe it's still on his story.
Yeah,
He
either
kinda
way,
showed it off a little bit.
I don't know. I think Pixel has me hooked because I can switch every so often on less than $400. Honestly, I think that's their like.
I guess you.
That's their feature. Let me see. Let me zoom in. Him playing with it.
It's kind of glitchy though. Like he's gonna load YouTube in just a second. Oh fuck. Wait. Oh, you cut out the YouTube loading.
Does it take a bit?
No, it doesn't take a bit. It just doesn't look right.
No.
It,
Oh,
like,
is it not? Is the interface not right?
Yeah, and I think that just comes down to it's their first gen folding phone, you know. So.
Huh. Interesting. I feel like
And they
the
only
hype will die down later. The honeymoon phase for those kind of things will be like the week, and that's about it.
see, and like the reason I don't want it is because it's their first gen fold. If it was like a Samsung Galaxy Fold now or whatever, I would probably buy it from them.
Oh, Gen 1s are always, I don't care what your brand or whatever, not, they're always the worst. And second one is always like,
Yep.
damn, look at that glow up.
Yep. That's what the Pixel Fold or 9 Fold Pro was.
Yep.
The first one was cool. The second one was so much better.
Yeah. Dip a toe in the market, and they're like, all right, the second one will be better.
Anywho,
But-
we got to rapid fire through the Nintendo Switch stuff if you want to talk about any of it. 'Cause I gotta go here soon.
Yeah, let's rapid fire through that real quick. All right, so pre-orders, good luck getting those, folks. June 5th will be the release date, but you might have to actually just go to GameStop to do the said purchase of a Nintendo Switch, because as of now, obviously everything is up in flux with this whole tariff situation, whatever not. But pre-orders delayed in Canada as well, so they're gonna join right alongside of us. So
I think the
we'll
tariff.
see.
I think the tariff situation should kind of like level out here soon, because I believe he put a pause for 90 days on most countries.
So he put a
Except for
pause.
China?
Yes. So he put a pause, but what was his name? Scale Up on YouTube as well. He was going over the Switch 2 news and whatever not. He
They're probably
mentioned
manufactured in China, aren't they?
they are, but he mentioned that they also have a distribution center or whatever, not manufacturer kind of plant, whatever, in I think he said Vietnam. So
Oh, okay.
So they at least
good.
have, yeah, they at least have two paths to do something out of. He also mentioned that Nintendo started shipping the Switch 2s, which is kind of crazy to me that we didn't get any leaks, especially with it being decently early. But they actually got shipped to America from starting January and February. So
Damn, so there's already some here.
there's like I think he was even saying like 1 million or so.
Yeah, let's go break into some warehouses.
Yeah, so they're out there somewhere. So all you have to do is look hard.
I'm gonna go find it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
go find that shit.
we don't condone that, but you do with your time with what you want to do with it. You could be
You know,
playing Switch 2 in jail, I guess, but
I'm curious if anybody's going to like put it on the shelves early and sell it. I love it when that shit happens. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
they'll
like
put
a
new game
Walmart
on
or
the
something?
shelf and they'll sell it like a week early.
yeah, as long as
Because,
as long as it
like,
scans.
It's a Switch. What the fuck? It's a Switch. I was just sold a Switch.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that was a Switch 2.
How could I tell? Because it had a 2 on it. That's like the Wii U though. No, this one has a number.
You freaking boomer.
So Canada's on board with getting paused on these pre-orders, unfortunately, which we don't really have a firm price point on it yet, though, because hence the pause. They're trying to figure out these tariffs and how much they're going to charge for this thing. So stay tuned on that, because obviously this news will be ongoing up until June. I guarantee it.
I think they still eat it.
I hope so. Let's see. Also, the Switch 2 won't have achievements. Nintendo has confirmed this, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. Then again, Nintendo's pretty late to the party on most stuff, but it seemed like when I was reading comments, a lot of people really kind of don't care about it in terms of if it has achievements or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, which,
I care, but
I don't know. For me, it's something extra for someone to do. It's not like something that's
feels
like
good.
needed, but yeah, it is kind of nice when it's like you just defeated that hard boss or got past the level at some point, whatever not, and something's like ta-da, like I don't know, just something.
Feels good.
It's almost in a sense, it's kind of the
Serotonin.
well, it's the serotonin, but it's the what is it called? Kind of your almost like gambling kind of thing mechanic, where it's like you did something, let's reward them, and obviously you're not going to get it here. So, but you know, if you're already used to,
You know who did it really well?
Who?
Steam. Steam does it really well.
Oh, true. Yeah, because you get, well, not physical, but you get like other extra stuff on that, like little sticker stuff and whatever, not right?
Yep.
So,
And little cards.
Yep.
Little cards that you can sell in their shop to get points to use in their point shop.
keep you in that loop. So
It's
yeah,
fucking sick.
no achievements. So luckily, I feel like the characters kind of do it for them at this point. Mario and whatever, not their little dances whenever they get a star or some shit. But yeah, I don't know, less distractions. Maybe at some point, since
That's
they're
cool.
figuring out chat and whatever not, maybe you'll see it in the Switch 3. But yeah, that's
I mean, no achievements, but they made Discord, so I mean, gotta give 'em a
true. Continue without support. Also, it's been confirmed. We were mentioning this last week because we were like, oh, if they're gonna have Hall effect sensors, they're gonna just market the crap out of that. But supposedly, Nintendo promises redesigned Joy-Cons are smoother and more durable. My biggest messaging on this is marketing be marketing. So until it's out in the wild for probably the first 6 months, in my opinion, because I can't remember how fast Joy-Con drift was a thing, but I want to say it was at least within that first year of its release, people were noticing that shit. I
think it was the first year, yeah.
So I think time will tell on this one. We'll see if they actually fix the problem or not, because goddamn, they also hope so. So we shall see.
Another lawsuit right at the first year to switch to.
Engineers are going to be chomping at the bit. Nintendo's Switch 2 upgrade packs for Zelda. Granted, this is Zelda, so I don't know if the rest are going to be $10 per se, but this one will be $10. Also, I don't know if it's in this article specifically, but it was actually saying that there's DLC for the Zelda game, and supposedly the DLC is not, it doesn't get that upgrade. Like, I think you would actually have to buy it again, maybe. I could be wrong on that, but that's
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't feel good about that.
No, so I don't know how much they would charge again for a DLC kind of thing, but yeah. So $10 for an upgrade of a game you already have, which I guess at this point, thanks PlayStation, in my opinion. Thanks for doing that. And I guess, well, thanks for us, for people are supporting it. Yeah, people are paying for it, so hard to blame them when we're the ones doing it. So
I think the others will be $10 upgrade too, though.
That's what I'm thinking too. I don't know why you would be, different across games, but yeah.
I mean, you're already being kind of greedy, so you might as well, just keep the greediness going.
Yep. So
it's not more.
So you can either pay $10 for an upgraded game that you already have, or you could pay $10 for the Nintendo Switch 2 World Tour or whatever it is. So pick your poison with your $10
I went off
there.
about this last week. I don't even want to talk about it. It pissed me off.
And then the Nintendo camera, someone third-party wise, they made a piranha plant looking one, which can either be with the with this little planter box there if you want to attach it, I think on the side or something like that, or by itself with this little USB-C plug. Unfortunately, it is not in this article, but I did see some articles going around that this piranha plant, unfortunately, is a 480p camera, whereas the Switch 2 officially licensed camera, that one will be 1080p for $50, and I think this is 35. So
there's no way that bitch is 1080p.
It says it's 1080p.
Oh yeah, we did look at the listing last week, didn't we?
Yeah, the camera is 1080p. It doesn't mean the frame rates in videos.
Oh man, I was joking in my head saying that this was gonna be 480p because that's what the fucking quality was. That's so funny.
Yeah, so unfortunately, a lot of people in the comments were like, "Wait, you can still have there's 480p hardware out there." So unfortunately, this Piranha Plant, unless someone rigs it and like takes that camera, or I'd be kind of cool if they actually upgraded the damn thing for not really
Yeah, made it
backlash,
1080.
but yeah, make it 1080 because that's a fucking sick camera. Which
You can get a webcam
yeah,
for like $30.
well,
That's better than
which is
both of
funny
those
too
cameras.
because I think I was listening to a podcast this morning and they were talking about how I guess supposedly the very top I want to say they said the top USB-C on the Switch 2, it's not meant for a video output. It's only meant for charging for the most part, give or take. But then someone's like, wait, yeah, but the webcam, they plug that into the top. How does that work then? And they're like, oh shit, maybe it's only a video input instead of an out, because a lot of people are like, oh sweet, they gave us access to USB-Cs. Maybe I can 3D print or create a vertical dock instead of a horizontal dock or something like that, kind of taking advantage of the two USB ports, give or take. But yeah, a lot of people, so they mentioned like, all right, if this Piranha Plant can get away with, being another webcam, be curious to know, like you said, like, can we plug in I don't know, an LG webcam or something like that into the Switch too?
Logitech C920.
Yeah, or however that works in terms of USB-C, even with an adapter or whatever. Not, I'd be very curious to know if that actually works. So
yeah, me too.
In June, I guarantee would it be Linus or whoever is going to test the USB-C port for sure and see what it can do in terms of data transfer and all that
data
stuff.
transfer speeds.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
And it's like, all right, let's see what we can get away with here, Nintendo. What kind of hardware can I plug in? But yeah, that's about it for the continuation, at least, of the Switch 2. Honestly, the pricing being $450 is still up in the air, so that's probably the biggest ongoing question mark that we still have. But yeah, other than that, I think we're pretty well caught up.
We didn't touch on the robotic horse. I gotta know more
Oh,
about
yeah,
this. I don't know anything about it.
But in terms of Switch, we're caught up for now on that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, one more fucking
one more
thing.
fucking thing.
The what about how do you feel? I briefly mentioned this at the very beginning. How do you feel about that guy coming out and just pretty much telling people, if you're poor, sucks to be you. You can buy a Switch.
He said
How do you feel about that?
He said, okay, how about this? He said it. It doesn't.
He said it much nicer.
It doesn't make it better, but he said it better than what was it? Don Matrix or whoever the fuck was that in charge of Xbox One scenario. It did mean the same thing in terms of like, oh, if you can't get one, or if the Switch 2 is out of your price range. Well, fortunately, we have plenty of Switch products you can use. Well, he didn't specifically. Yeah, I was actually thinking he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you can pick the fucking cheapest one, you cheap bastard." But he was basically like, "Yes, you can enjoy our entire ecosystem." But like, yeah, I know that, but it's like, bro, it's gonna perform worse on a light than it is the Switch 2.
Well, and just shortly after that, I don't know if he said it, actually. He might not have said it. But when I was reading the article, just after that paragraph of him going over that in the article, they mentioned, or it was also mentioned, that there will be Switch 2 exclusive games, such as the new Mario Kart. And
that will be cross, I think. Unless they specified Mario Kart only
Mario
being
Kart
on that.
World, it specified Mario Kart World was only going to be on Switch 2.
Uh-oh.
So, and then I was like... this is a whole fucking... You know what's crazy too? Is the guy... Who was that fucking guy that led Xbox? What was his name? Don? Was it Don?
It was something. He went to some other dev studio, and yeah, he was just, dude, piece of work.
So after that happened, he was fired a month later.
Yeah.
Do you think anything happens to this Mr. Bowser guy?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
his
because...
name is Bowser, for Christ's sake.
No. On that, there's that. But like, at the same time, I think it's because... the way he said it, though, the freaking Xbox,
much nicer.
The Xbox guy, he still want to make you inclusive, whereas the Xbox guy was like, "Oh yeah, you can't spend or find an Xbox One for $500 because you don't want to be online all the time." Well, guess what? We have the 360 if you want to do that. It's just like, dude, you alien, you like purposely the way you worded it, you like just alienated all and any new customers, and they're just like,
I
oh,
feel like it was
PlayStation
just as
sounds pretty good.
bad. I feel like it was just as bad, just nicer said.
I think it was more PR'd. How about that? Which I don't think
Yeah, there we
gets
go,
you
there we go.
fired. I don't think it gets you fired.
No, I don't think it gets him fired either. But and honestly, like, they're already experiencing enough backlash online, so if he doesn't get fired for that, he won't get fired for this.
Yeah. So, dude, if anything, people, fucking vote with your wallets. You can complain all you want in comments about how much you think something should be and this, and that, and what a company should do. And it's like, dude, easiest way for someone to learn, especially company-wise, is typically with money at this point. So,
Yep.
Either save up if you want it that bad, or just don't fucking buy it. You don't need it. How about that?
No.
So.
No, there's a few cool emulators out there.
Yeah, you trust me. If there's that much of a will, there is a way.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, robotic dog.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Whoa there, sir. First
Or
of all,
robotic
how
horse.
dare you? This
Robotic
is a horse. So,
Tell me
okay,
about it.
prototype be prototypes. So obviously it's easy.
Hydrogen powered.
It's
That's
always
crazy.
easy to make one. I know, hydrogen out of everything. We're trying to go electric here, but in terms of power and whatnot, I would assume hydrogen, especially I guess weight-wise too. Weight's probably a huge factor.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, so let's see. Oh, I love this. This is me. I don't want to get copyright or anything. I don't know why I would.
First off, where did you find this?
My discovery feed on Google. I was like, what the
Oh.
fuck is this? I had to this is how funny it was. I had to check, I think, because they give you articles that are like maybe a week old sometimes, give or take. I had to verify that this wasn't an April Fool's joke. That it like fed me. And I think
Yeah,
even did other
I would
articles
think
and
it's
this and
one
that.
too.
Yeah, and I was like, let me fucking look at this. But prototypes be prototypes, and obviously it's not like they're really using this thing, in my opinion.
Is it meant for you to ride?
Yes, you're supposed to ride like a horse, which I instantly thought of like fucking Skyrim, just dog mode, just going up the mountainside. I'm just like, how? Dude looks like he's a freaking motocross rider and shit. Obviously, he's not riding the
Bro.
damn thing.
This
want-
is kind of cool.
It is interesting, but at the same time, I really want to know how much of this is an AI commercial, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah, most of it looks like AI.
Yeah,
This,
everything
this
is
all-
way too smooth. Like those people don't even look like they're on the damn thing.
No, I bet you that's super uncomfortable too. If they were on it, I bet you that's the stiffest ride ever. No give at all.
I'm just like, damn. Like I understand it for, people that can't use their legs anymore or whatever not. Like I could see that scenario, but it's just
Get an electric bike.
it's just interesting though. It's just like is there a market for people that want to, in a sense, climb mountains and hike with their thing? I'm just like, good lord. Yeah, obviously.
Made by Kawasaki.
Yeah. It's a motorcycle company. Obviously, they probably do other stuff that I'm unfamiliar with, but they're typically known
Oh,
for
shit.
motorcycles.
Yep. And, well, I think they made a car or two too, haven't they?
They're Suzuki, but not. I don't know about Kawasaki. Maybe though.
Yeah,
And
I think
engines,
I think you're right.
engines be engines. Honda's everywhere. Hell, Yamaha makes pianos all the way into motorcycles. So companies are weird nowadays. But let's see. Kawasaki envisions a potential market release by 2050. So I'm thinking this is just blown.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm thinking this. I don't know. I honestly think this is kind of just blown smoke up our ass, and it might be just an investor play when you're just like, hey, look what we can do. So maybe put some money into us, and then we could make it happen. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see this in person, especially if they made that prototype, and just to see what it'd look like. Because it doesn't really give, let's see, 1500cc engine, which I don't know what that equates to for hydrogen, so I don't know how fast or slow that might be.
So,
Yeah.
what is
It's
what
a
is the appeal of this over
ATV.
a electric bike or ATV?
I think the legs.
Or a
It's
dirtbag.
or how about whoa? Hear me out. Hear me out.
Here we go.
Hear me out. So,
Sell me on it.
all right. Picture yourself going up. You wanna go to the top of that mountain. They're like, damn, that looks
Mhm.
pretty rough. If only I had a companion that could help me do that. Wait a minute. What's that one thing that's in Zelda? Oh yeah, an actual fucking horse. Like, it's a robotic horse, but could you not just use a
Get a real horse.
a normal horse?
Oh boy.
Why do we have to make why does I know everything is computer, but why does everything have to be computer?
I don't know. Heads up displays and such. Like, okay. The oh fuck, I keep closing the video. But the dashboard looked kind of cool. It looked like it had like terrain data on it and shit.
So you don't get lost, I guess.
Yeah, and then like a topographic map, you know? Like that looked kind of cool, but who's gonna buy this? You know what I mean?
Either who's gonna buy it, or I'm just I don't know. If you really want something that bad, get a real horse, duct tape your phone to the horse or something.
Like
I don't know.
like this
Like,
this jump right here that he jumps off the side of the mountain, that's pretty epic, you know? I mean, it definitely looks AI generated, but
dude, he's not even wearing a
the thought of
seatbelt or a
doing that-
helmet.
yeah, and you're like, he's jumping like, it looked like 10, 20 feet over.
Yeah, he don't give a shit, dude. He's like, you.
I mean, I'm sure it's
he's like,
exaggerated.
Jesus,
but-
take the wheel, man.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. How the hell is the horse like projecting arrows in front of you?
Because you have the Google glasses.
Oh, he is wearing a helmet at this time. I mean, it's cool. I just don't know what the market is for it. I mean, maybe ranchers are tired of their horses dying and they're like, we'll get these instead. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll
have you
shoot-
watched Yellowstone?
we'll
Horses die all the time.
We'll shoot the robot.
No, God, got to put him out of his misery if he breaks a leg.
Yeah. Oh God, he's got a software bug. We got to put him out of his misery.
It doesn't even look like a horse.
Well, I'm just like you said, what's the market for this? You're not hitting farmers.
So
You're.
I do get that. I do get that where, like, you know, some mountains you just can't easily climb with a dirt bike.
Yeah. The terrain doesn't allow for it. Yep.
But maybe humans just aren't meant to be up there.
We trying to speed run Mount Everest? Everyone,
You know, that's a good point too.
everyone
it never
in
gets
there,
cold. You just
everyone in
fucking ride
there.
it.
Oh God, stiff. Just
Fucking ride it till the wheels fall off. You know.
everyone's just in their just hoodies and everything, just tour guiding up to Mount Everest. You see some guy just on this thing, just fucking.
It's just by that time we should have like drones that transport us everywhere. So we shouldn't even. you
This
shouldn't even
this will be
working on this.
2050.
We
At
should be
this
working
point,
on-
bring horses back to the road. I want to see this thing. Screw mountains. I
Yeah.
want to see this thing on the road. Take it on the freeway. How
Yep.
fast are we talking?
that would be wild, like a cheetah horse on the freeway. Oh
Four-
man, It's
four-legged
going 60
machine.
and it's just running. You're just smacking your nuts every time, like just bouncing along.
I say you're gonna have to ride with it. Just be like, oh
Ow,
fuck,
dude! Oh fuck, that would have hurt.
oh man.
Oh, imagine
The
needing
life
a
insur-
license to ride your
I was gonna
horse
say
on the
that the
road.
life insurance for this thing is gonna be out of this world.
Dude, but no. We shouldn't be making this. We should be making the drones that we stand on and they fly us. Like the fuck is this? They
As I
have 'em in
said,
China.
investor move.
Like this
Oh,
is a
man.
dumb move.
2050 though. This fun. The funny part about this is it being like, oh yeah, we see a potential market release by 2050. You know how fast technology is gonna just be completely different to this thing that it is now. They're showing it with
Oh, yeah.
AR and like these motorcycle designs and this and that and hydrogen and whatever not. But it's like, bro, in 25 years, there ain't no way in hell it'll be
By the
this.
time it by the time it releases, it's like it's that, but it's miniature and it's one of those like little robotic dogs that your kids play with and go, you know. God.
You know, it's kind of funny. This is a random side tangent, and then we could obviously close her down. But I guarantee someone on YouTube has probably already done it. But I don't know why we were talking about it. But we were talking about it at work in terms of Furbies. I'm kind of surprised in a way something like that hasn't been brought back with AI in it.
Ooh, that'd be scary, but
That's
that'd be cool.
They were the funny thing is they were already scary to begin with, but now they would actually be smart in a sense, but because they were known for like their own language and talking with each other, but now they would be talking like they would be making sense to each other at least, and be like fucking trying to do some war plans or some shit.
And it starts to like what's it called? It starts to like berate you, be like, "Why are you neglecting me?"
Yeah, exactly. Feed me.
I need love. Oh man, that would be scary, bro.
Like Tamagotchi levels, but in a Furby. Yeah.
At least Tamagotchis didn't talk to you.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm in a good way. People are scared about AI, but I'm like, bro, if they shove that shit into some 90s toys and whatever, now they'd probably be some scary ass shit.
It's like, how the fuck did they know that we were in the room and they would open their damn eyes every fucking time? Every time.
That forehead sensor.
Ah,
yeah. But no, this was definitely the weirdest thing of the week. And then so yeah, if you ever find anything weird, I always bring that shit up because I feel like tech can be so cool, but at the same time I feel like it can go so far. You're just like, no, come back.
Yep, let's reel this in a little bit. I want the drone thing, bro. I want the thing that, did you see what iShowSpeed wrote in China?
No, is it a vehicle of some sort?
Yeah, let me see. This fucking thing. I mean, this is way bigger than I want, but like, bro, this guy goes up in fucking China. This bitch just hovers. Hold on, let me see. He's flying.
Oh, okay, like a little taxi thing.
Yeah, this thing's dope.
Who makes
this
it?
Thing's super dope.
I can't remember if it's like a separate thing or if a big company makes it.
I'm not sure. Can you read any of that? I can't read any of that.
No, but that's not. See, honestly, though, that wouldn't be the hardest part, because technically a drone, like literally just plug and play. You're not controlling it. Just tell it to go to its destination, which it knows.
The one that I actually want is made by this guy. Have you seen this one?
Oh, guys, this is like that's just like hoverboard thing, isn't it?
He actually wrote it to the store and shit.
Oh, good lord.
That looks sick.
See, that's the hard part, because in terms of like, in terms of like a cop or something, zooming. How do you stop that? Be like, sir, I need you to get that down. Be like, what's the law against this? Like,
you know what's super funny?
You're in that sweet spot.
Is he actually just made a video about how he got in trouble?
I was gonna say.
Maybe it's this one. This fight got me in trouble, and so the reason he explained why he got in trouble actually, and the reason he got in trouble is because he landed on the road, and that is against the law. Because currently there's not very many laws surrounding these kind of things, other than like protected airways and such.
Yeah.
But, when he landed on the road, that's what he broke the law doing, because it's an aerial vehicle emergency landing on the road, and that's against the law.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool though. I would definitely ride one of these.
That's the hard. I mean, that's the hard part, because it starts to become one of those things where it's like everyone's like, "Oh, I would love to have a flying car, or this or that," but at the same time, it's like, as soon as everyone does, then air traffic becomes traffic, and then you're like, "Oh, I want to be on the road again because there's no one down there."
Yep.
that kind of scenario.
And then like you have to like, how do you build lanes in the sky? You know?
Yeah. God Lord, yeah. Good luck with that. It'd be more like, these third world countries in terms of just like, dude, just bobbing in and out, just figure it out.
Yeah. And then you have to like stay below a certain altitude, otherwise you're gonna affect like airplanes. So like it's air travel is very difficult for like consumers when it comes to like flying cars and such.
Oh yeah, and obviously what that guy's getting away with too at the same time is safety regulations, not just the road, but in terms of like, I don't know, people in general, in terms of like make sure
Yeah.
you're not gonna some kid's not gonna run out and whoop, there goes their head. So
Yep, exactly.
which I'm kind of surprised in
But
a sense he doesn't have a guard around the whole thing, honestly.
around the blades, I think he does.
Oh, okay.
Like, but it's like, so like here's like the blade circle,
Yeah.
and then there's like a shaft and like a semicircle, like right here. You know what I mean? So the blade's spinning
Okay.
like right here,
Oh, okay.
and here's like or on the other side's like his board or whatever. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Gotcha. I was gonna say if the perimeter's not locked down a little
Yeah.
bit, I feel like that'd be a little rough to get by.
Definitely not safe, but also it's just such an unregulated area. It's kind of like when vaping first came out and everybody was vaping in Walmart. You know?
Oh, yeah, I
I
can
don't know
see
if you
that. Yeah,
remember
because
saying that.
no, I could
Yeah.
easily see that though, just because it's just like you can tell me to stop
Unregulated.
doing that or whatever not, but like unless you show me a rule book, then it's like, dude, rules and
Yep.
regulations always have they're always the ones playing catch up. So if you get in before that, it's like you're kind of, in a sense, you're kind of helping write the rule book, but at the same time, it's like they can't do anything yet. How about that?
Exactly. But cool week in tech. I thought my favorite piece was the freaking horse. I had to know about that. That was super funny.
I know, dude. I had to double check if that was freaking pranks or what. Especially after watching that video, I was like, dude, this looks like a fucking AI prank. Come on now.
Yeah, it looks fake.
Yeah.
But cool, sweet. Anyway, I'll catch you guys, or I'll catch you next time, brother.
Yes, sir. All right. Enjoy, everybody. Have a good weekend, and hopefully catch you back here next Friday. So until then, take it easy.
Peace.